Today, we're diving into a highly guarded financial playbook designed to literally build millionaires from absolutely nothing. We're going to expose the hidden rules of wealth that the system intentionally tries to hide from you. So let's just get right into it. Let me ask you something. What do you think is the single greatest separator between the rich and the poor? Is it a genius-level IQ, maybe being born into a wealthy family, or just pure blind luck? Well, it's actually none of those things. The ultimate defining factor is something you already have right now, but you're probably wasting it, and that's time. More specifically, it's about how early you start leveraging time as the ultimate wealth multiplier. Look, starting adulthood with exactly $0 to your name is, without a doubt, the hardest financial position in the world to be in. It's just a grueling uphill battle. And escaping that brutal starting point, that's our core mission today. We're going to map out exactly how you can bypass this $0 trap entirely, or if you're already stuck there, how you can claw your way out with ruthless efficiency. Part 1. The Systems Trap. Okay, to actually build wealth, we first need to understand the matrix you're born into. Because the second you approach adulthood, society hands you a very specific and, quite honestly, dangerous roadmap. Young people are pressured, literally pushed, into taking on upwards of $100,000 in university debt for completely irrelevant degrees. I mean, things like golf management. It's a trap, but there's an alternative route, which is the wealth path. This route prioritizes mastering practical, high-income skills like video editing or web development. It's about finding apprenticeships where you are actually paid to learn, not the other way around. And, the trap definitely doesn't end with education. Consumer debt is like this incredibly heavy anchor just pulling you down. Consider this crazy fact from the source material. 2.2 million UK drivers trap themselves in car finance agreements for vehicles that literally drop in value the second the tires leave the lot. This debt acts as a permanent anchor, completely suppressing your true financial potential before you even get a chance to start. Part 2. Building the Launchpad. So how do you beat a rigged system? Well, the truly wealthy don't wait for that magical age of 18. They actually start constructing their financial launchpad in their early teenage years. If you're under 18 watching this, your absolute secret weapon is a custodial account. In the US, this is called a UGMA or UTMA. In the UK, it's a junior ISA. Basically, this legally allows an adult to hold assets for you, which means you can start investing your cash into things like an S&P 500 index fund right now, totally bypassing those age restrictions. Now, the blueprint for actually funding this account, it's ruthless. Stop asking for expensive, depreciating video game consoles for your birthday. Just demand cash. Get a weekend job. And seriously, do not be ashamed of working behind a counter. Most importantly, ignore those fake online gurus trying to sell you their courses. Instead, invest your cash into productive equipment. The source highlights a great example of a teenager who used his part-time job money to buy a $500 iMac, mastered video editing, and unlocked a highly paid skill. You need to treat your savings as a launchpad, not just a piggy bank to be smashed open on impulse buys. The source maps out this really strict, aggressive, chronological framework for this. Check it out. At 14, you explore diverse talents and learn some basic discipline. At 15, aggressively accumulate cash through weekend jobs. At 16, take that cash and invest it in equipment to build digital skills. And by 17, secure your driving license. Having extreme reliability and mobility at that age gives you a massive, massive competitive advantage. Part 3. The Adult's Arsenal. All right, so when you finally hit 18, the real world unlocks, and you need to immediately execute 3 specific steps. Step 1, split your money between a current account for daily use and a separate high-yield savings account for emergencies. Step 2, get a credit card. And step 3, open a tax-advantaged investing account. Now, you might be wondering about those last 2, so let's break down exactly why steps 2 and 3 are so absolutely crucial. Society loves to feed us this archaic belief that all debt is inherently evil. But honestly, that's a total myth. A credit card, when you actually pay it off in full every single month, is a wildly powerful tool. It builds your credit score. You can kind of think of your credit score as an Uber score, but for your financial reliability. Banks look at this number to decide if they'll lend you money and at what interest rate. So a high score, that means much cheaper borrowing for real estate or business loans later down the line. Remember, we're playing the long game here. The final weapon in this arsenal is figuring out how to shield your money from the government using regional tax-advantaged accounts. Whether it's a Roth IRA in the US or a stocks and shares ISA in the UK, these accounts allow your wealth to grow completely tax-free. And honestly, the barrier to entry has never been lower. Modern apps let you invest in fractional shares now.
So you don't need hundreds of dollars to buy a whole share of a company like Apple anymore. You can start building your financial empire with literally a single dollar.
Part 4. The Compound Miracle.
Now, every single step we've discussed so far, the early weekend jobs, avoiding those useless degrees, the tax-free accounts, it's all building up to one epic cinematic climax. Look at this. Over the last 10 years, the S&P 500 has historically averaged a 12.5% yearly return. When you invest, your money starts making money. And then the crazy part happens. The money your money made makes even more money. It's basically like a snowball rolling down a mountain, eventually turning into an absolute avalanche. This is what transforms time into your greatest possible ally. And the math behind this? It builds into something truly, genuinely shocking. If you invest just $250 a month, starting at age 18, assuming a pretty conservative 8% return, you'll sit on $1.5 million by the time you're 65. But if you wait just 10 years and start doing the exact same thing at age 28, that monthly investment only grows to $679,000. Think about that. By waiting a mere 10 years to get started, you literally slice your future fortune by more than half. I really want to let that sink in for a second. The illusion of time is the single most expensive mistake you can possibly make. That comfortable little lie we tell ourselves that we have plenty of time to figure out our money later, it literally costs you over $821,000 in lost compounding potential. It's a silent thief, and it is robbing you of the financial freedom you completely deserve. So, as we wrap up this explainer, we're left staring at the ultimate question. The playbook has been totally exposed. The system's traps have been laid bare for you to see. So what's it going to be? Will you fall into that traditional cycle of consumer debt and delayed action, just letting the system quietly steal your time and your money? Or will you take control, leverage the ultimate wealth multiplier, and start building your financial launchpad today? The clock is ticking. The choice is entirely yours.